Let me show you how I went from this to looking like this. I'm starting off with my brows using the Huda brow gel. This will stick the brows in place. I use the back of the spoolie to lay them flat to avoid any movement during the day. To fill in the brows, I'm using Davis number 18, filling in following the shape of the brow. To conceal the brows, I'm using LA Pro Girl Concealer in the shade Chestnut using a flat brush. You want to use a shade that is close to your skin type or 2 shades lighter. Using a fluffy brush, I blend out the concealer for a more flawless look. You can also use a damp beauty sponge. Next is primer. I'm using the LA Pro Girl Primer. This acts as your base to create a barrier between your skin and makeup. Also, if you're looking for a primer that gives you a glowy look, I'll recommend this. After primer, I go in with the Zical number 30 foundation to help conceal and give my skin a more even complexion. Zical foundations are easy to work with. They blend more seamlessly on the skin and give you a more coverage look. To blend out, I use a flat brush, but you can also use a beauty sponge. Next is concealer. I'm using the LA Pro Girl Concealer in the shade Chestnut to highlight the center of the face. This will also help cover up any discoloration around the eyes. I use it on the forehead, bridge of my nose, and chin. I let the concealer sit for about a minute as I apply liquid contour. I'm using the LA Pro Girl Concealer in the shade Dark Cocoa to bring back shadows on the face. Basically where the light doesn't hit. That's on the forehead, cheekbones, jawline, and on the nose. Using an angular brush, I blend out the contour. To now blend out the concealer, I use a round brush for a more coverage look, but if you want a lightweight makeup, I recommend using a beauty sponge. To get rid of the harsh lines, I go in with a foundation brush, blending back and forth for a more seamless look. Between where the under eye concealer ends and where the contour begins is where I apply blush for a more seamless look. To brighten the under eyes, this is optional. I use LA Pro Girl Concealer in the shade Fawn and I apply it only on the inner corner of the eyes. I let it sit for about a minute, then using a round fluffy brush, I blend out the concealer. To set the liquid products in place, I use the Kiss Beauty Setting Spray. This will help the makeup to melt in the skin for a more seamless look. To set the areas I had applied concealer, I use the Zical Press Powder palette to set the concealer in place. To brighten the under eyes and all the areas I had applied concealer, I use the Sacha loose powder. Also, if you have smiley lines or your makeup creases during the day, apply loose powder on those areas and let it sit as you do your eyes and your lips. To conceal the lid, I apply the LA Pro Girl Concealer. This will help give you a more unified look and also create a base for your shadow. I'm using the Girl Eyeshadow Palette. This has variety of colors to work with. On the outer corner, I applied a dark brown color, and on the inner corner of the lids, I applied a nude color. Instead of using a liquid eyeliner, I'm using a dark color in the Girl Eyeshadow Palette. By using a flat brush, I apply it as close to my lash line. To line my lips, I'm using Davis number 3. Now, to dust off the loose powder after setting, I'm using a round fluffy brush in all the areas I had applied the loose powder. Next is bronzer. I'm using the Zical Powder Palette. This helps to bring back warmth on your skin. I apply the bronzer on places I had previously applied the liquid contour. To bring back color on the face, I go in with powder blush on the exact place I applied the liquid blush. Back to the lips, I applied some lipstick to add color to the lips and some clear gloss on top. To lock in the makeup, I used the Kiss Beauty Fixing Spray. This will give you a glowy finish, and that's it. Hope you've learned something. Don't forget to like, comment and subscribe. See you on my next video.